won that game tonight. Bloody hell. What a win. What a result. What a result. What a win. That's a lot better for Manchester United. Hey guys, good evening. Welcome back to the channel. United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Hope everyone has had a good Thursday evening. Hope everyone's looking forward to the end of this week. And I hope everyone's looking forward to another brand new weekend in March 2023 this year. First of all, do me a massive favour for me. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. If you're new to the channel, that is United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new and to the community. Remember to share the video, hit the tweet button, hit the retweet button. Remember to always remember to put the notification bell on, also to receive dedicated content right throughout the rest of 2023 on United Red Devils 20 on YouTube for more Fortnite content, Hogwarts Legacy, Kingdom Hearts 4, FIFA 23 Career Mode, Football Manager, and much more brand new content planned for the rest of 2023 on United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. So please subscribe to the channel and the community if you are new, and good evening to every single one of you. And welcome to your UEFA Europa League match reaction for Manchester United's victorious 4-1 home win against Spanish club Real Betis Football Club at Old Trafford Stadium this evening. In the last 16 stages of the 2022-2023 UEFA Europa League last 16 stages, a 4-1 victory over for Manchester United against Real Betis this evening. Theoretically, this game is over. This tie is over. Manchester United, for me, are good as done. They are through to the quarterfinals of the UEFA Europa League. We can guarantee and safely be through to the quarterfinals of the Europa League, which is a massive improvement from the abomination what we saw on Sunday against Liverpool. There was a lot more positives and a lot more attractive attacking football. Manchester United have got over the line this evening and produced some very good football down to some very good first team players' performance to deliver this result for Manchester United this evening, and it gets Man United back to winning ways. Obviously, it doesn't repair all the damage from Sunday. Losing 7-0 to Liverpool was a complete and utter embarrassment, but tonight you saw that Man United team react, you saw those players react, and you saw that team fight back and get behind this manager and get behind the fans and the supporters who love Manchester United Football Club. It was just a lot better. Why we didn't see this on Sunday, I don't understand why, because some of the football we played tonight was very attractive, and some of the goals we scored tonight were very good as well. We completely, in my opinion, dominated the game in the second half. Manchester United took the game to Real Betis. They knew there was an opportunity. Real Betis would tire, and they knew the game was basically going to be done in their favour. And Manchester United have actually beaten a very well organised Manuel Pellegrini team, who obviously are doing very well in the league this season. But coming up against Manchester United, it was a different kettle of fish for Manuel Pellegrini and his men, because they simply couldn't cope with Manchester United's attacking threat. And I think Real Betis knew the game was up in the second half. Soon as Manchester United retook the lead for a wondrous Anthony goal, the game was done, in my opinion. I feel like Manchester United were going to go on and win the game quite comfortably. In my opinion, we could have scored at least 5, 6, 7 goals this evening. We could have seen a repeat of Sunday by Manchester United by putting 7, 8 goals past Real Betis, because in the second half, Real Betis tired out. They knew the game was going to be overturned, not in their favour, and they knew Manchester United would get the result this evening. It's just because the amount of attacking football Betis couldn't cope with is a completely different kettle of fish to playing Manchester United than playing some banter teams in the Liga when it's basically dominated by Barcelona and Real Madrid. It shows where Manchester United were tonight, and they're capable of playing some very good football after a damaging result. I mean, it's still not repaired everything. There's still a lot of improvement that is expected by Manchester United. And the only disappointment for me this evening was probably a lack of goal threat, a lack of not putting our chances away, and quite frankly conceding the Ayoze Perez equaliser. I mean, for me, that was probably the most damaging of the night for me, conceding that equaliser to Real Betis to make the tie basically 1-1 on aggregate and 1-1 all on the night. And basically, if we didn't have conceded that goal, I feel like Manchester United could have took this game to Betis and damaged them more. But eventually we got the goal through Anthony, Fernandes and Weghorst to damage Real Betis. We're safely through to the Europa League quarterfinals now. I feel like we can relax, and the pressure's now going to be off these players because they know theoretically the performances are still expected to be improved. We still need a lot more improvement in this Man United team this evening. And I feel like, this is kind of an apology, but it kind of isn't. But, they've got the result, they've got the win, and they can be quite proud of some of the football they played tonight. I feel like the additions of Wan-Bissaka in the second half was very clever. I thought, yet again, Diego Dalot, he doesn't give me any confidence as a right back. didn't really offer Manchester United anything going forward. And for me, I didn't really like some of the gameplay he was coming up with. For me, he's not a very good right back. I don't feel like he offers Man United a safe spot in defence. And I feel like the addition of Wan-Bissaka, it completely changed the game. And I think that was very, very clever by Erik ten Hag to change the right back situation, because we simply couldn't get the ball forward and we simply couldn't get near the Betis penalty area, and we couldn't put our chance away in the first half. I feel like for me, if the first half would have gone better, Manchester United should have found the second goal when Marcus Rashford scored the opener. I thought United deserved a lead within inside 6 minutes, but the Real Betis equalised it. It was really, really disappointing because I felt like in that first half, Man United were the better team. I completely disagree with Robbie Savage. I felt like his first half comments saying Real Betis were the better team in the first half. Betis had one shot on goal in that first half and basically scored the goal they needed to get the equaliser. And he basically came out with some ludicrous comments saying, well, I felt like Betis were the better attacking team in the first half. Did anyone actually watch that first half? Manchester United dominated the game, they dominated the ball, and they dominated possession. And they were actually attacking Betis with every attack they got. We didn't take our chances though, and that's where the equaliser came from. It was poorly defended. No one is closing down the Ayoze Perez shot. And our goalkeeper, David De Gea, I mean, yet again, poor distribution from a goalkeeper that I can't trust from tonight. I mean, his distribution this season has been nothing more than shocking. And tonight, he nearly cost Manchester United a goal. Luckily, the shot has hit the post to clear David De Gea out of any criticism from the press and the blue tick people on Twitter. That goal goes in, people are going to be on David De Gea very, very quickly. And I feel like you can see why now Erik ten Hag wants a better goalkeeper. And I feel like now you can realise why he wants a goalkeeper that can actually distribute the ball a lot better than De Gea. And that was easy to tell tonight, that at the back we are still very, very lazy. I felt like, we let Betis come on against us in the first half, and I felt like as soon as they got the equaliser, Manchester United were buckling. I felt like Betis were the better team in the closing stages, but I massively disagree with Robbie Savage's comments. I don't agree at all with any of his ludicrous comments that come out with on BT Sport commentary. He's an absolute disgrace for the commentator, and for me, just because his son's been let go by Manchester United basically shows your son level. He ain't ever going to be good for Man United. He ain't ever going to make it this football club. And I think Robbie Savage needs to realise it very, very quickly that, Manchester United as a whole, we do need to be better. We do need to be putting teams away. But in my opinion, how he comes out of that comment saying they were a better team in the first half. In the closing stages, yeah, I would agree with him. But not as a whole to say that Real Betis deserved the goal. Because if Man United would have took the 3 or 4 glorious chances they had, Betis would have been 3, 4, 5-0 down at half-time. And Betis knew they were going to tire. They knew Manchester United were going to come onto them. The substitutions just worked like a treat. And I have to applaud ten Hag as well. The conclusion of Pellistri tonight, I mean, he's still learning, but the impact he makes on that right wing is second to none. The amount of chances he created, he nearly scores himself. But to set the goal up for Weghorst, he puts the ball into the box. He goes past 3 Real Betis players, takes them on, puts the ball into the box. Scott McTominay has a shot on goal, it's saved. And Weghorst easily wins the game for Man United, taps in his first goal at Old Trafford and gets us the goal. I mean, thank God Weghorst has found his goal-scoring feat. At long last, it was about time Weghorst found a goal, because that would have been 9-10 games without a goal. And at least he's now getting on the score sheet. So his confidence now should be a lot better. Now he's finally found this goal at Manchester United that scoring at home is going to give him the confidence and the impact that he can improve his performances in the rest of the season. But Manchester United as a whole, they deserve the result. I can't conclude that tonight that everything was perfect, because they did let Real Betis attack them in the first half in the closing stages. And if Betis would have took their chance, if De Gea makes that mistake, I thought Betis, that goal was going in. I was dreading it was going in, because that's 2-1 down on the night. Manchester United would have had to find another 3 goals, and thank God they did in the second half, because if the goals were like this and 0-0 at half-time, and, I don't know where the goals would have come from tonight without the impact of, Rashford, Weghorst, Antony, Fernandes, Casemiro. I mean, that team absolutely dominated Real Betis, and I was worried about what the impact of the result on Sunday was going to do to those Manchester United players. I didn't know what impact, the confidence and the mentality it's going to do to this squad's head. But I felt like tonight that they've got one over themselves. I felt like tonight they showed some very, very good free-flowing attacking football. And I felt like tonight that we saw the old Manchester United back. I think they did get lazy because they knew they won the Carabao Cup. I felt like their mentality had dropped off from winning that trophy. Maybe they got too big for their own ego and too big for their own head, basically thinking, oh, we've won the Carabao Cup. Maybe we can take our concentration off our heads now, maybe just be a bit more lazy, a bit more, radical in the second half. But I feel like, Ten Hag gave those players a rocket after the Liverpool game. And thank God it's probably paid dividends tonight that those players knew they had to put performance, because they knew Ten Hag wasn't going to accept any kind of crap again from Real Betis. And I think Ten Hag knew, like, I'm the boss here. I'm laying down the law. And in my opinion, thank God we found our goal scoring feat tonight, because if this finishes 1-0 in the second half and we don't make the substitutions, what massively impacted the game in a positive way for Manchester United. This game's 1-0 on aggregate. We're going to Spain next week for the second leg. Betis at home, I think, would have beaten Manchester United quite easily. And what I also disagree with the commentators, again on BT Sport, saying, oh, this game is still not done. We've seen crazier things happen in football. Right. Betis are 4-1 down on aggregate. And you're basically saying Manchester United are still going to go out next week. They are 4-1 up on aggregate. You're either blind or you can't see the scoreline right in front of your own eyes. Manchester United are not going to bottle a 4-1 lead on aggregate and concede 3 or 4 goals away to Betis. I still think we'll go to Betis away next week, and I still think we'll win. I still think we'll put the performance in that is justified, that, we deserve our Europa League quarterfinal spot. We are in Europa League quarterfinals. The BT Sport commentators don't like it that Man United got the win tonight. They don't like it that we found our feet and we found the impact that was needed by those players, because those players knew they had to produce tonight. I think they knew if they were to lose again or they were down tools, I felt like, the rocket from Ten Hag would have been borrowed off the NASA space shuttle, and basically Ten Hag would have had to shove it so up farther ass. They would have had to find a shovel to dig the shit out of them, because they knew that a result was needed tonight. They knew that if losing or not winning this game tonight was going to damage the rest of the campaign. I felt like those players produced tonight that. Why couldn't they produce this on Sunday? Well, we knew why they couldn't produce it on Sunday. They were basically shit and basically down-tooled under a new manager. But tonight you found the old Manchester United back to their best. You found that our attacking football in the second half, that was probably, in my opinion, our best second half performance apart from the Leicester game. I felt like against Leicester in the Premier League and Betis tonight, I feel like Manchester United as a whole absolutely deserved this, because we did play some very, very good stuff. We got Wan-Bissaka forward. Weghorst was having chances on goal. The impact of Palestri on the right wing. The goal through Anthony and Rashford and Weghorst to finish the job. Manchester United do deserve the win tonight. Let's not beat around the bush. But, there is a lot of improvement still needed from this club to maintain this level of standard till May. It's going to be a test. Can Manchester United cope with the amount of games we are currently playing? And I think for me, at the moment, I do agree with some of the comments that were made during the commentating tonight, that we are missing the impact of Eriksen, and I do feel like we are missing the impact of Donny van der Beek, because they were probably Manchester United's 2 best midfielders in the midfield. And without them, you're basically then stuck with Fred and then McTominay. I felt like tonight, again with Fred, I felt like, in my opinion, that Fred long-term is never going to be the answer for this football club. And I feel like deep down that we need a lot better going forward to keep that midfield up there with the best in the Premier League and in the best in Europe. Because if we qualify for the Champions League next season, which I still think Manchester United are going to do, the Europa League and the Champions League, it's a different kettle of fish. It's a different level of standard expected in the Champions League. Can Manchester United go into the Champions League next season conceding goals the way they did tonight? No, they can't keep conceding goals like that, because Champions League opponents will find Manchester United out very, very quickly. Manchester United, for me, are too vulnerable still. And I felt like against Betis tonight, I knew we'd win this game. I felt confident that those players would be able to produce a result to say sorry for what we all had to witness on Sunday against Liverpool. Losing 7-0 was our biggest ever Premier League defeat in history, something that's never happened to this football club. And tonight, Ten Hag knew that a point had to be proved, that can Manchester United react quickly to the defeat from Sunday and take the positives and try and get the win on Thursday night and beat Betis. And we did. There was a lot of positives from that team tonight. I mean, Bruno Fernandes, for me, was probably our best player on the pitch. I mean, people saying he ain't no captain, he ain't no leader. Well, I would question then your mentality as a Manchester United fan, saying, well, And even Gary Neville's got a lot to answer for himself as well, saying, well, Fernandes was demanding that he came off against Liverpool. Well, he completely got that wrong. So I can't see where Gary Neville can stand from that, because Fernandes tonight showed one of his best performances in a Man United shirt, and especially the way he took his goal as well. He's basically been left unmarked. He's in the box for the corner. He runs unmarked into a clear area in the box and heads the ball in through an assist. So it shows that Bruno Fernandes has got the mentality we all want. We want fight, we want passion, we want desire, we want to see this team win, we want to see this team win trophies. And I feel like Fernandes actually gives a shit, because some of those players I still deep down know and they don't. And I felt like, do you know what? Fernandes has answered a load of critics for their absolutely abysmal opinions and stuff that has been thrown at Manchester United this week, at Rashford and Erik ten Hag, as well as Bruno Fernandes' legacy as captain. People need to sit down now and have a massive think to themselves. Some of the stuff and the crap that they came out with, saying Fernandes shouldn't be captain next season, he shouldn't be having the armband round him. Well, I'd put this in one and two ways. You either have Harry Maguire, a useless fridge at the back defending, or you have a Portuguese legend in Bruno Fernandes leading this team out, fighting on the pitch. That tonight, you saw the fight. That is down to Bruno Fernandes' leadership. That team, for me, does not play well without Fernandes in it. And people may disagree. Everyone's entitled to their view and opinion, and I completely respect that. But deep down, Manchester United knew the result had to happen tonight. They knew they had to win this game. And Fernandes' leadership and the quality that he brings to this team is second to none. Without Fernandes in that midfield, I don't think Man United win this game. I feel like tonight, if you would have had McTominay and Fred both starting, Man United would have probably bottled that first half. That Rashford goal probably doesn't happen. We're probably going in 1-0 down at the break, and we're probably going to have to find 2 or 3 goals to kill the tie off. And Betis knew Man United were going to come out second half knowing they had to find the result and they had to attack. This game is still wide open, but, people can't say, Betis is going to come back and win. They're not going to win 3 or 4-0 at home. They aren't going to come back against Manchester United the way we dismantled them tonight. And it does show that a difference in quality between a La Liga team and a Premier League team. The quality is night and day from both teams, where both teams are at in their seasons. Man United are chasing down trophies. We want Champions League football. We want top 4. Betis want to be back in the Champions League next season. They're currently 6th or 7th in the Liga, so that's only Europa League football in their terms of being in Europe at all next season. So I think, Manuel Pellegrini set a style up tonight that Betis, can they find a goal? And they did, because, the build-up to find Jose Perez, Man United basically fell asleep. They didn't even close down the cross that got the ball to Jose Perez in the first place. But why no one is on Perez in the first place to close the shot down? Someone should have found some space, and someone should have been there, man-marking Perez to close down the shot. If that shot is closed down, that goal's not happened. But because the ball has been played so quickly to Perez, he's hit it low and hard. De Gea's got no chance on the goal saving it. And Man United basically fell back into their old ways, that you're conceding stupid goals from a stupid position when you've dominated the game and you've actually gone to Betis and let them come here and dominate the last 5 minutes of the game, because in the first half, because you just let them attack you. If Man United would have found their chances earlier on in the first half, Manchester United could have had this game done at half-time. You could have rotated half that squad in the second half and rested them. We still had to do it. We still took the likes of Rashford and Antony off. We brought Palestri on, McTominay on, Wan-Bissaka on. Sancho came on as well. So Man United had the players tonight to be able to rotate in the second half, because I felt like, in my opinion, soon as we scored the third goal to make it 3-1, Ten Hag acted, and he acted quickly because he knew the game was gone. He knew Real Betis were not going to come back from 3-1 down. I think Ten Hag had the confidence that his players were going to see the job out, and I feel like he knew that the team were going to be able to produce the result tonight that got this team over the line. And thank God, we found the goals to put Real Betis away. I'm a lot more happier that, we've won the game the way we've played tonight, down to the way these players have actually performed under a lot of heat, a lot of criticism, and a lot of justified comments from pundits, supporters and fans, which was a horrific weekend for the football club. And no one ever wants to see us go through that again. And I hope to God we never see that happen. So I'm glad, we've played the game the way we wanted to play it. I just wish wouldn't have conceded a goal, because the Betis players are still going to have confidence that that goal will still stand for something. But deep down, Betis won't be able to come back from this. United are in Europa League quarterfinals. We're going to be in that draw next Friday afternoon. We'll be doing a live watch on that, because I feel like we've got the confidence and the game and the results basically in our hands, saying, do you know what? You've won the game. There's the result. Thank God we've won it. I mean, I'm a lot more happier than what I was on Sunday. I mean, I was fucking furious on Sunday the way we played. I was not a happy bunny, and I was bloody fuming with that squad. But tonight, they've kind of got the job 50-50 done. There's still a lot of more convincing that I need from those players. Can they cope with this till the end of May? Can the results keep being better and better now? Can this 4-1 win against Betis do a lot more improvement with the Premier League? Can we find winning ways back on Sunday against Southampton? Can we, carry on the same style of football that, Erik ten Hag does want in a Manchester United team? Has he got the capability of keeping this squad fit? Can this team still fight for trophies? And can this team go on and have a more successful season than what we've had at the moment? I just felt like tonight you saw Man United act, and they acted quickly. We got the early goal. We dominated the ball. We dominated possession. I just feel like, if we wouldn't have conceded the equaliser, this game would have been 3-4-0 at half-time. The game would have been done. And I felt like then Manchester United in the second half could have found 4 or 5 more goals. I feel like they would have finished the job off perfectly. You would have finished that job off tonight, Manchester United. Basically, win this game quite comfortably. And thank God, we've got the win tonight, because anything could have happened. Man United could have drawn this game. We could have lost. We could have been embarrassed again. Anything could have happened to this club tonight. Anything could have happened. But at least those players have shown some kind of reaction that we all wanted. If there was no reaction tonight, I would have been very, very worried where that result is going to infect us for the rest of the season. But Ten Hag got it right tonight. He put the same players out from Sunday and basically told them, you put us in this mess, you've now got to get out this mess. And I felt like the players responded to the manager, and that is what I like. I think if this was under Solskjaer or Ralf Rangnick, those players would have probably down tools and probably lost the game tonight, and probably would have lost 2 or 3-0. But thank God Manchester United players responded to their poor excuses from Sunday. I mean, I still don't trust them long term that these players are the right ones, but at least they've repaired some of the damage for now. It's like when you rebuild a bridge, you're repairing some of the damage, but not all of the damage has yet been repaired. They've walked across the bridge, Man United players tonight, and they've repaired some of it. They're halfway across. They've now got to get the other halfway across on Sunday by them beating Southampton. This game is a positive. It's a huge win for this football. I've got a smile back on my face. I'm happy. But you now have got to take this form into Sunday and get back to winning ways in the league. It's all right winning Europa League against Real Betis. I knew this game would be a quite convincing Manchester United win, in my opinion. I knew that these players had to show fight tonight, and I knew that we had to get the Europa League win. I think Europa League and the FA Cup have been prioritised now, because they knew that Manchester United needs some kind of result to act quickly. And Man United did need to act. They needed to act quickly. And they did respond tonight. And I felt like, the positivity felt like it was there tonight. The electricity was back on. I felt like the attacking football we were playing at times of the game was just bloody magnificent. And if Man United could do that every week, I feel like we'd be in a very, very happy place to get the response we would want off these players. I'm satisfied, but I'm still not over the moon from tonight. I mean, I didn't get excited when they scored, Man United. I felt like, when we were 1-0 up, I said, and I was saying it during the first half, as soon as we got that first goal, I felt like that goal wasn't enough to keep the game as calm as we wanted. And I felt like as soon as Betis got that goal, I said to myself, as long as it's 1-0, Betis are going to know a goal can be there to be had. And that is unfortunately what happened. They knew the goal could be there for Manchester United to concede. And they got their goal. They deserved it and played us off the park for the last 5-10 minutes of the game. But second half, they basically crumbled because they knew Ten Hag would somehow change the way Manchester United were playing in the second half. And they knew the intensity and the tempo had to be up, because basically we didn't have the chances we wanted and we didn't convert. I mean, thank God we have goal scorers in this team. I feel like Anthony has silenced a lot of criticism. I mean, his wonder goal to put us back in the lead I mean, I think he has sat down so many haters and doubters tonight by scoring that absolute peach of a goal. I mean, when he hit it, I thought this is going over the bar. But as soon as I saw it curl into the top corner, I thought, do you know what? This is why we paid £85 million for him. This is why Ten Hag wanted Anthony at Manchester United. This is why we paid the big bucks to Ajax to get him as a Man United player. And for me, that was the response we all wanted tonight. We wanted Manchester United to act. And that is what they did. They acted as a way that, get an early second half goal to put us back in the lead. It felt like the confidence and the buzz was then there. As soon as that second goal goes in, it's like, thank God. We've got the goal. We've got the result. Let's now take and find the third goal. If we can find the fourth goal, it's a massive bonus because it's a 3-goal clearance to our 4-1 lead now on the second leg aggregate. So hopefully, we still go to Betis next week and set down a marker that we are planning to beat you again. We are planning to win the game away from home. And I felt like, defensively, Betis tonight, they are showing a lot of fatigue. I think without Nabil Fekir, I felt like tonight, Fekir was a massive miss for Real Betis. How that Iglesias doesn't even start for Betis tonight. He's their best goal scorer in the top 4 European this season's football. And I felt like tonight that, there was a lot of players on that Betis bench that I thought would have started for Betis. And I thought if Betis would have gone with the team I thought they were going to go with, I felt like Betis would have had a lot more opportunities on goal and a few more goals could have been had put past De Gea. Man United, I think, would have been in big trouble. But, I think without Fekir, Betis haven't really got a style of play because he's offered a lot more goals, a lot more attacking flair to that Real Betis team. That is why they drew with Real Madrid last weekend. They knew that without Fekir, they couldn't really find the result to be able to get over the line and beat Real Madrid. They don't, without Fekir, I don't think Real Betis really had a threat. I think the only problem causing Man United players was an ex-Leicester City player who was sent on loan to Real Betis till the end of the season. That was Iosi Perez. I felt like tonight, bloody hell, why did Leicester let him go? Why did they let a striker go knowing they can't score a goal at Leicester City? So I felt like, he was probably Real Betis' biggest threat on the Man United goal, and he was causing issues. And I felt like tonight, do you know what? I would have taken a goal scorer like that to score the goals for Manchester United. But you know what? I'll give the benefit of the doubt. I thought, Weghorst tonight, I'm still not convinced long-term he was the right striker to go with in January, but I felt like tonight he had a lot more presence about him. He had a lot more of his game in style in his first half. And I felt like second half, he was making a lot more crucial tackles. He was closing down a lot more of the Real Betis player. And he was actually fighting in the second half. And I thought to myself, that was probably Weghorst's best performance since he's joined his club. I felt like, there is still a lot of improvement in his game. I still think long-term tonight, he's never going to be the answer. And I felt like, he's lucky to have got his goal. I feel like if McTominay would have buried his chance, that would have been 4-1 quite easily. But at least Weghorst has put the rebound in from the Claudio Bravo save from the McTominay shot inside the Betis penalty area. But, Weghorst, he's never going to be my cup of tea, but I'm proud that he scored his first goal at Old Trafford for Manchester United Football Club. And I feel like, he's worked his heart out tonight and he's given his all what he can. But I think long-term, he's never going to be what this football club needs as a goal-scoring threat, as a goal-scoring problem, because I felt like tonight that if I looked at that team tonight, and I do agree with Robbie Savage on one point, that Manchester United are really missing a traditional number 9. And for me, that is a major worry going into the rest of the season. Can we rely on our strike force? Can we rely on our wingers for the goals every week? My answer is a clear no. I felt like if Man United would have had a better January transfer window, this manager would have been back properly. We might have had the solution to all the problems, and we might have had the quick fix we probably would have needed to get this club over the line. And hopefully, the goals we've scored tonight is going to give these players some kind of positivity and attacking threat for Sunday's game against Southampton, which we know we have to win now. This win has probably boosted the players' confidence and their mentality tonight. It's probably given them a major boost because the morale would have been low, the confidence would have been down, the heads would have dropped. They don't know how Betis were going to react against them, knowing the damage the result had been delivered by Liverpool. They knew the result was bad on Sunday. It was bloody pathetic, and we all knew that from losing, our biggest rival by that emphatic scoreline. there was no need for a response from that. So if we would have saw a more of a damaging response tonight and a result, just like the Liverpool game, those players would have deserved the criticism they would have got. And I felt like tonight, I still disagree. I do feel like some of those Man United players did give up on Sunday. And, Marcus Rashford gets a good goal. He blasted in from 2 or 3 yards out past Claudio Bravo. So Bravo had no shot saving his goal from the first place. But I do disagree with Marcus Rashford's comment saying the players didn't give up on Sunday. You did give up, and you basically got embarrassed and smashed by your rival, and a scoreline that's never happened in Manchester United Football Club's history. That is what you players did. You gave up on Sunday, but at least you've come out tonight and shown some cojones, and you've actually shown some kind of fight to deliver the result we always looking for. And that is what I like. Those players tonight basically said, you know what, we're sorry about Sunday. Tonight, we are going to show what we're about. We are going to show, can we respond to the embarrassment on Sunday? Can we deliver what the fans want? And they had to deliver. Those players knew. I felt like, I think before the game, I felt like Ten Hag would have read the right out saying, look, some of your futures are on the line. If you produce anything like that ever again against Liverpool, you're getting banished under the 21s. And that is what I like about the manager we've got in Erik Ten Hag. He's not messing about it. He's not using excuses, and he's basically laying down the law that anything more like that, what I saw against Liverpool, you lot ain't going to be in this team for much longer. You'll be in the under 21s. And I felt like, the players responded well to that because they knew, shit, we produce anything like that again, we're in big fucking trouble. Our futures could be on the line here. And I felt like, we were better by, being fired up. We were a lot more of the better team. And like I said before in this reaction, that I think Robbie Savage really needs to get his eyes tested. I don't know what game he was watching in the first half, but the only credit I give to Betis is their goal, because, they got the goal and they did deserve it because they were the better team for the last 5 to 10 minutes of the first half. But the second half, they crumbled away. They knew Man United had to react. They knew there was going to be a fast start, and they basically knew the Man United players were going to be attacking their goal on more than one opportunity. And Man United did that. This could have been a more of an emphatic scoreline. We could have been sat here 8-9-0. In my opinion, that is what Manchester United could have done tonight. The goals were there, right in front of Man United's eyes. The goals and the threat was there for Manchester United to be able to score a lot more. And like I said, if you would have won 8 or 9-0 tonight, I felt like the Sunday's result would have been a lot more forgotten. But I feel like, the fans are still trying to recover. I felt like as soon as the equaliser gone in and it blew for half time, I did hear a few boos, and I was like, bloody hell, we're starting to boo them off again. And rightfully so, we were shit in that first half. We didn't take our chances and the opportunities we had. And luckily the second half, those players came out quick and they were on the firing blocks very, very rapidly to dent Betis any chance of getting back into the game. But, if Palacio would have banged in the 2 chances he would have had, if Fernandez would have buried a chance he had, if Weghorst would have buried on more than one opportunity he had in front of goal as well. I mean, Weghorst and Nancy tonight probably could have had hat-tricks. I mean, I felt like tonight that's how good we became. I felt like, what? We're offering an attacking threat from the wingers. We're offering attacking threat for our strikers. And, at least we're getting an opportunity in front of goal. The confidence is going to come back, and, the players are showing some fight, and they're showing some desire to the fans to say, you won't ever see us. We won't ever see a repeat what you had to witness on Sunday. And those players fought for the badge. I felt like they fought for the shirt, and I felt like as a whole, Manchester United deserved the win. It does show that, one bad result is just a blip. It was a blip on Sunday. That was nothing more than a blip, in my opinion. But, all is not forgiven until let's see where we go here from now. Can we put this type of performance in against Southampton on Sunday? Southampton are obviously fighting relegation. They are in a massive fight to stay up in the Premier League. Can they, can Man United players deliver a more damaging result on Sunday? Because we were emphatic tonight. As soon as we took our chance in the second half, I felt like the game was won. 4-1 up, I thought, what? If Palacio would have taken the other 2, this could have been 5 or 6-1 tonight. The game would have been killed off. And I feel like, we will win the second leg next week. I feel like, we are not going to take any risks. There are going to be no excuses if we don't win next week's second leg. But theoretically, we are through basing on the aggregate score of 4-1 win from tonight. And hopefully, those players are going to show, what? We can win more trophies. We can keep this up. Can we produce even better performances? I feel like you can. I feel like as a whole, Manchester United need to keep reacting like this. And if we can start putting teams away like this even more, Man United will get even more better results. And I feel like, that team tonight showed that they do care. I feel like the manager knew that he would get the response from those players that he wanted. And please subscribe to the channel if you are new, by the way, United Red Devils 20 on YouTube from Manchester United 4-1 win over Real Betis. I just felt like, we saw Manchester United fight tonight. We saw Manchester United act the way we wanted them to act. But, if they wouldn't have conceded the early goal and would have kept the clean sheet, it would have been better. We're back to winning ways. It's a very, very good, positive evening for this fan base. I mean, we deserved the result. I feel like, Real Betis did get what they deserved in the second half. Man United took their opportunities when they were given them. I just want Man United to be able to keep this form up and be able to produce more emphatic results like this against Betis, because if you can get the team playing like that and you can get some of the free-flowing attacking style play that Anthony, Fernandes and Wan-Bissaka showed in that second half, and Weghorst on the end of the board to put on the score sheet, this team's got the capability of scoring 6-7 goals in the matches. I feel like, that was Man United showing to you, okay, we were awful on Sunday. We were an embarrassment. We were a disgrace, but we are going to put this right now. We are going to show you what we're made of, and we are going to show you that we do care as a fan base, and we are going to show to you that, we want to improve from that shambles, and we want to show you that, as Man United players, we take huge responsibility. That was on us the weekend, and we are going to put things right on Thursday night. I mean, you did put things right. You've won 4-1 and you're producing very, very good free-flowing attacking football. I just felt like some players were better than others tonight. I have to put still a lot of blame on the defensive of the back four and that midfield. And I feel like, the attack as well. I felt like, as soon as Marcus Rashford got his goal, I didn't see a lot more of him in the second half. I was actually quite disappointed because I felt like the goal would have given Marcus Rashford a bit more confidence to go on and score a second or even a hat-trick. So I don't know why Marcus Rashford faded away in the second half. Also, I would probably say Delo and Luke Shaw yet again. I mean, you can see why Delo was dragged off at half-time. He was crap again. Luke Shaw, I don't even know what to say anymore. I'm never going to rate him. I feel like, we would be better off without Luke Shaw in this team. I don't feel like he offers a lot of attacking flair to this team going forward. I don't feel like he can deliver a decent ball or cross into the box. He can't really attack the Real Betis back four tonight and couldn't really pass the ball in the direction that our players wanted it. And I felt like the same with Fred. I felt like tonight yet again that we're probably seeing the vulnerability of Fred come back into his game. I mean, a few good goals and it's all high fives and you've got a good result, we've got a good win. But if we keep using Fred long term, I just think this is all going to end in a disaster. I felt like, we are missing Eriksen. I want Eriksen and Donny van de Beek backing that team very, very quickly. And hopefully they will be back soon in a Manchester United shirt. And, hopefully soon as these players are back, we will see some kind of response to that midfield being better, because take Fred and McTominay out of the equation, that midfield is better without them. I think we've learnt that tonight, that Fred ain't going to be ever what we want. And the same with McTominay. Didn't exactly do a lot right when he came on in the second half of the season game. And I felt like, that says a lot, that midfield would be better if they weren't at this football club, and they would be a lot better if we had better additions than them on the bench. And I felt like I still do feel sorry for Ten Hag in some aspects of tonight's game, that if he had the options off the bench, we would probably be a lot stronger. I mean, Sabitzer out through injury is a bad blow for Manchester United. I felt like Sabitzer had a massive, massive positive impact on that midfield, and he's a massive, massive upgrade on McTominay, Fred, Eriksen and Donny van de Beek. And I felt like Sabitzer has done a very, very good job since we signed him on loan from Bayern Munich in the January transfer window. And to lose him to injury tonight from tonight's game it's a massive, massive blow, because we've basically lost yet again another midfielder. That three of our two, Casemiro, Fernandes, Fred, McTominay. Out of our 7 midfielders, we've basically got 4 available. So losing to Sabitzer out of tonight's game was a massive, massive blow going in tonight against Betis. I would have loved to have seen what Sabitzer could have done in this midfield if Fred wouldn't have been playing tonight. But is Sabitzer cup tied? I'm not even sure. Has Sabitzer played European football for Man United this season? Or is he cup tied? Because obviously he isn't cup tied because he would have been in that team tonight. But I think he came out and said, look, he is injured. And hopefully Sabitzer isn't going to be out too long for the game for next week, because we are going to need that midfield reinforcement next week for the second leg, because there still is a job to be done. There is still more goals to be had on aggregate. And I feel like Man United will go to Spain and they'll still want the same reaction. We want to go there and beat Real Betis in the second leg. We maybe won the game 4-1 tonight, but we're not comfortable. Betis, if they get an early goal back, the confidence and the positivity will be there, and Betis is played to dominate Manchester United in the second leg next week. And if Betis do get the early goal, they will become the better team and they'll be able to put chances past De Gea and co. So hopefully, this win tonight spins Manchester United right back up to the top, and we're going to start seeing the type of football that was being produced before that hammering against Liverpool last weekend. So I feel like tonight, we won the game quite convincingly. I was surprised by Real Betis' lack of defensive quality. I didn't think Real Betis would be that easy to walk over. I felt like tonight that was a complete and utter walkover. I felt like Man United knew they were vulnerable in the second half. Real Betis were going to tire, and basically Man United bled it on the full counter-attack. They couldn't cope. And, thank God Weghorst, Anthony, Rashford and Fernandes got the goals we needed, because if we lose this first leg, going into second leg next week, we're 1-0 down on aggregate. We've got to go to Spain and win. But, Europa League is still possible that we can win. I mean, if a lot more teams go out that we want to go out, I mean, especially banter teams like that can't even beat Sporting Lisbon away from home. So it shows Europa League is as much as open as the UEFA Europa Conference League. This is a lot of open competition this season. I didn't expect, the quality of Europa League teams that are going to go out are probably going to go out. So Man United have got a huge opportunity to add the Europa League to the Carabao Cup success. You win the Europa League, get back in the Champions League next season. We could still get top four and miss out on top four and win Europa League. We'll still be back in the Champions League. So tonight is a huge positivity for the fans, and just God, we responded the way we want to respond. And we want the club to end this season well. And I think the next talking point is, who do we think is going to buy Manchester United Football Club? For me, it has to be the Qataris. I don't want Sir Jim Ratcliffe anywhere near this football club purchasing it. And I want Manchester United to have proper owners like the Qataris running this club properly on a day-to-day basis, backing this manager and delivering the player and the squad that he wants to be able to fight on all fronts next season. Premier League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup and the Champions League. Because that is everything we'll be competing for next season, hopefully, if the season goes well to the end of May. I think the Qataris need to come in and buy this football club and save this club from existence. And I feel like we need them to rebuild this club. Brand new stadium, brand new squad, training facilities. We need everything from them to be able to make this positive result tonight go even further into the weekend. If the Qataris buy this club, this football club is going to be on a new level of success. And we'll hopefully see a trophy season every season that Eric Ten Hag is managing Manchester United Football Club. I'm just proud of the team tonight for responding. I thank them for, bringing the result that we all wanted. And I thank them for being able to produce something that Manchester United needed. Was the win, was the result. And it was emphatic. I think my man of the match, I'm giving it to two people. I'm giving it to Bruno Fernandes and I'm giving it to Anthony. I felt like second half they were both on another level. I felt like Anthony could have had a hat-trick with the amount of chances he had on one-on-one with Bravo in the Real Betis goal. I felt like from Fernandes, he showed leadership quality. He showed the captain quality that was needed in the midfield. And he's showing the leadership skills that was needed on the Old Trafford pitch. And I felt like tonight, the way he took his goal was quality. Unmarked, in the box, free header on goal from the corner, assist from Luke Shaw. It shows that without Fernandes, that midfield is basically nothing. And without Casemiro as well. But, I felt like, Fernandes and Anthony stepped up in the second half and they were able to produce Man United's emphatic results. So, for me, they both get my man of the match for tonight's game. So, I hope you enjoyed the match reaction. Now, to hit the like button, hit the share button. Please subscribe to United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Please subscribe to the channel and the community if you're new. To share the video, hit the tweet button, hit the retweet button. Remember to always put that notification bell on at all times to receive dedicated content right throughout the rest of 2023 on United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. For more Fortnite content, Hogwarts Legacy, Kingdom Hearts 4, FIFA 23 Career Mode with Manchester United, Salford City and LAFC. We've also got Football Manager with Man United, Solihull Moors and Boreham Wood. We've got more previews, more match reactions, much more brand new stuff planned for us for 2023. The new Formula 1 game as well. Obviously, please join me for the preview tomorrow afternoon. We've got the preview for the Manchester United game against Southampton on Sunday afternoon. So please join me for the preview tomorrow afternoon for Man United versus Southampton on match day 27 of the 2022-2023 Premier League season. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday evening. Stay safe, be nice, be kind to each other. You're all legends. Come on, United. What a win tonight. Thanks for watching.